Welcome back to our channel, everybody. Today we are talking about Mother's Day and all the good things about motherhood and the rough things. So, this is going to be a very last episode. Guys, I can't believe we are on episode 8 already. 2 months into doing this. First of all, I wanted to say a huge thank you to everyone who has supported us this far. So let's go for the bad things. The hardships of motherhood. I have a
Okay, it's
lot to
okay.
say
I
about
can
that.
or hardships on motherhood because there's not really a worst part.
There isn't. But there is things I definitely have a hard time with, like breastfeeding. Absolutely hated it.
Feeling like a fucking cow all the time, sitting here attached to a pump, just like no.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of being milked. It's not my bag. Sorry.
Apparently, it's mine because I'm about to hit 6 fucking months.
And it is for a lot of people. You go, girls. That's all I gotta say. You go,
I'm
ladies.
amazed that I've lasted this long, considering. Oh, hi, cheese it. Considering I lasted 8 weeks the first time.
I've lasted about 3 months for each of my babies. So apparently
And
that's
there's
my rolling number.
man, and then there's people who do it for 2 years, and I'm like, more power to you.
Oh hell
Like
no!
I envy them. Like
I mean,
My boobs are already sad. Like I can't imagine doing this for 2 years.
being
Hi, cheese
strapped to
it.
a wires and possibly a plug.
Well, I did get the willow that I really like.
If it wasn't for my mental health taking an absolute hit, I might have tried to stick it out a little bit longer.
Don't feel guilty. You have to
Have
prioritize
a
yourself.
hard time.
Everyone says that breast is best, but you know what's best? Having an involved, stable mother. And I have
I remember,
statistics to back that up.
oh, 100%. I remember a pediatrician saying, like, you want to 100% be there for your child. And if you feel like you're debilitated right now, then how can you enjoy the newborn stage? But you know what? Sam is a fully formula baby and he is thriving. So
Well,
that is best.
Logan never had a drop of breast milk.
And he's thriving.
Yeah, aside from a small blip of kidney failure, but that was set up by genetics.
Jeans, apart from them being the blue pants that you put on, they're horrible. You know, another thing that I was not prepared for is the amount of clothes that they go through. For me, before I even had Samuel or even was pregnant with Madeline, they would tell me or get a lot of clothes or get the hand-me-downs because you go through them like freaking candy. And I didn't realize how true that was.
The twins are happy spitters, so they'll like puke. Right now, I'm having to stretch outfits because I only have a couple of 0 to 3 month. Just because with everything going on, I haven't gotten to the store.
Sam was only in, I think, like 3 to 6 months for about a week, if that.
yeah, we had a lot of that as well. Madison went through a lot of clothes very, very fast to the point that like some of them I didn't even get a chance to have her wear them. And I'm like, girl,
Slow down.
like
The twins, the twins are staying in clothes long enough to wear them out.
Mm,
that's good. That's a good problem to have.
it really is.
Like I wish I had that problem.
Right. Comparing is also a really hard thing for a mother to go through.
Yes.
Comparing your
Yeah.
child to others. And
Even
then vice
Listen,
comparing
versa.
your current baby to a previous baby.
yep. Just saying that. Yep.
Honestly, at first it was Sam isn't rolling, and all the other kids that are in his age group are rolling at this point. And then he started rolling. And so I was like, oh, okay. Sam's not sitting up on his own. And then, of course, he starts sitting up on his own. So I was like, oh, okay. So now it's like Sam's not crawling. But eventually he will.
Well, like that's
I
how
had
I
to let that
felt
go.
with like Madison and stuff like that. I'm just like, all of my babies, even my autistic babies, were walking by now. So I'm like, what is wrong? And then I'm like, a month later, after freaking out about it, she's walking like she's a pro. I'm like, okay, well, thanks for that.
And it's so funny because as a teacher, I see the other kids and I think, I you don't know when they started crawling. So what does it matter?
Yeah, like there's a saying, there's something that my mom likes to say, and she's like, 'cause I'm like worried about like Madison walking and all that stuff, and she's just like, "Don't worry, she won't be crawling in college." And I'm like, "Thanks for that, but doesn't help me now." But it's true. Like, unless there's other underlying developmental issues, we're not going to get into all of that right now. But on average, they're not going to be crawling into to high school or college.
Right. Exactly. Baby blues. I got it real bad.
Baby blues are hard, man. They
They're
are.
so
Oh
freaking
no,
hard.
they're
Uh,
awful.
I had PPA and PPD so bad with Kalaya um, that I stopped breastfeeding and stopped pumping because of it. I had a great supply. I was getting a lot in. She was nursing fully. We weren't using any formula. It was great. I finally had a really good breastfeeding journey. So excited because with Jackson, I struggled. Well, 3 months in, which is usually kind of like the peak, right? Because all your hormones are coming back down. Well, mine hit so bad to the point that like I was starting to hate my baby. And I'm like, this is not normal. So I hated the idea of having to feed her and take care of her and all that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, no. So I weaned off of breastfeeding to do formula and to get some help and get on some medication and all that stuff. Instantly was able to reconnect with her. She did great. I was feeling so much better. And I'm like, okay, well, meant to happen, meant to be. It's all right.
Hmm.
I had postpartum psychosis with Logan. Like that was a whole freaking thing. But I had baby blues really bad with Preston. It's why I quit pumping the first time around. Guy had an
Mhm.
oversupply, like a major oversupply. I was making about 80 ounces a day at, a month postpartum. Massive oversupply, but I had such bad baby blues. I had to stop. It was so freaking bad. And then Logan, postpartum psychosis was a uh whole other can of worms.
They do not tell you how messed up you are after you give birth due to hormones, like the
Mhm.
high hormones and all of that. I didn't get anything that severe. However, I definitely had baby blues, and for some reason, it felt a lot harder than going through the loss of Madeline. It was weird. I was crying literally all day, every day. I think I don't know. I think in my head, I was just thinking something was going to happen to him, and just him crying made me even more anxious, and it was so hard. And they do not warn you about that. It's
Nope.
wild.
No, well, the view we get of motherhood before we experience it is very, very almost cleansed. Like
Everything
it's
is
very,
bliss and beautiful, and it's like pregnancy. Everybody's just like, oh, that pregnancy glow and how beautiful. And I,
It's all happy.
yeah,
Your bundle of joy is here.
you know, you know, about the sleepless nights, but it's all always wrapped up in such a pretty little package that you don't realize how actually hard it is.
well, and I think even now, like there are like a lot more, especially our generation, because we're coming out, we're talking more about things. We're being more honest and more raw about things, which is great. But like even now, I see like moms who do like, oh, we're matching diapers, and talking about the real and raw of going home in diapers and stuff like that. And it's like, great, we're talking about that. But can we dive a little bit deeper than that? Like that's great, and at least we're talking about it now. But motherhood goes a lot deeper than going home in a matching diaper to your baby, you know?
Postpartum is so hard. It's so
Mm,
hard. And I would love to literally dive deeper in that in a whole episode because
yeah.
there's just so much that comes with it. the emotions that you go through. And then the fact that like the stigma is that you have to do everything for your child as the mom. And that's so freaking hard because it's like you have like the doctors that are coming in that are telling you you have to breastfeed your child. You literally just went through possibly a C-section, which that alone is really hard, or a VBAC even. That's hard too. So it's like a whole surgery that you just went through, but now you're having to take care of a whole human being as well as breastfeed and all this stuff and not sleep. And so it's
Not
like
to mention
automatic.
if
Yeah.
you had any kind of complication too during delivery, like I had HELP syndrome. I legitimately almost died. And then they went to the NICU, but had they been full term, I would have been immediately like given the baby, like, here you go. Sorry you almost died. You're in charge of a whole ass new human, two whole ass new humans. Bye.
And I swear they see that you look tired. You look like you just went through hell, and you did. And they're like, here's your child. Here's all the things we got to do for them. Okay, bye. And it's like, oh my goodness. It's rough. But anyway,
And the
sorry.
videos, most hospitals like require you to like watch the videos and stuff like that. And like, but the videos are they're so generic, you know. And again, it still just doesn't dive in deep enough. Like I know we had to, you know, for our hospitals we have to watch the whole, you know, shaken baby syndrome. But you know, again, it's that whole generic like, well, of course you don't shake your baby. However, when you're actually in the deep of things, if you're going through the PPA and PPD, you're not processing this or psychosis like Kelsey did, you know?
Yeah.
So,
And I
yeah.
didn't even know about postpartum rage. That's
Oh
something
my
I
God.
So
literally
bad.
just heard. Yeah, heard of.
Yeah.
I literally almost divorced Tim after we had Preston because of postpartum rage.
I think that's what I had. Me and Matt had like a really a tough time after. And I don't know if maybe he was also going through the baby blues too, because I guess the men can also like retract that
Dad
too if
can
like
get it
you,
too.
yeah. And so like because of that, we had like a terrible time like with each other. It was rough. That's why I was like, I don't know, why does this feel so much harder than going through a whole child loss? But I mean, we're fine now. It's beautiful, but it was hard. I love baby giggles. Baby giggles are where it's at. That's for sure.
Baby
But
giggles are good.
when they first wake up and they see you and they get that big old smile.
It's the best thing ever. Oh, that alone just makes my heart melt.
Recently, Maven's been doing that to Cheese It, not me.
You're like, and me? Hello?
I gave birth to you. Come on.
Right. That's cute.
I
What
can't
else?
blame her
Let's
though.
see.
She's quite nice.
Right.
During newborn stages, that newborn scrunch. I think
Oh,
all us moms love the newborn scrunch.
oh my gosh, their little curl
Yep.
that they do is so freaking cute.
The twins had that for longer since they were preemies.
Ah,
It's so
obsession.
great.
It's the cutest thing ever. The newborn smell
Mm-hmm.
that my
Just like
stresses
kissing
just
the
go
top of
away.
their head and like smelling that baby smell.
Yes.
Or when they stretch
Oh,
with their eyes closed and stick their bottom lip out slightly.
okay. Y'all are giving me baby fever. Maybe we need to like go back a little. Peel it
I
back a
have
little. Just kidding.
perpetual baby fever. That's why I had to get fixed because I'd already be pregnant by now if I hadn't.
You
Good
said
job,
I
buddy.
had to get fixed.
Yeah, I had to get fixed.
That's funny.
She's her own version of a cat. It's fine.
Yeah, sure.
I have orange cat energy, all right? Fine.
Oh, cheese it energy. We love that.
When they get old enough to say I love you, but they don't quite say it right.
The toddler talk.
The,
Yeah.
the fresh little wobbly steps they take when they're first learning how to walk.
Oh, that's so cute. How do they say I love you? I don't know if you'll remember, but
So Preston, he could get love correctly, but couldn't get I or or you. He would say something to the point of you love, and then or he would sign it.
oh, that's cute.
Preston was super delayed in speech, so
Hey, but the fact that he signed it and said he did what he had to.
yeah.
It's
I
incredible.
think for us, Jackson used to for the Jackson was always pretty advanced for the first speaking. But up until he could do the love you, if like we said love you, he would just go mwah, mwah. So like as if he was just giving big kisses. His thing was always the big kisses.
Like, I love you so much. That's so cute. Um, do your kids have preferences of mom or dad?
I have.
Oh,
So when they were babies, my kids preferred their dad, like all of them. And it's a crapshoot when he's home with the older two. But Maven is a daddy's girl, like through and through. She does not want me. She will not cuddle with me to sleep, like nothing. She wants her dad. And then Mason is the opposite. Mason does not like my husband at almost at all, it seems. Unless
mama's
Tim is
boy.
actively feeding him, he just kind of stares at him like, what the fuck are you doing? Give me to mom.
How dare you take me? Samuel prefers me for sleep and cuddles. Definitely prefers Matt for playtime. It's like he sees Matt, he's like, because he knows it's gonna be playtime. We're gonna get down, I know.
That's kind of how we are too. It's just like I'm the cuddles, I'm the comfort. Dad is the crazy high energy. Kalaya is definitely a daddy's girl. Me and her have a very interesting relationship. And like we vibe well and she loves me, but like daddy's her person. Jax is very much a mama's boy, very much a mama's boy. Me and him we have a very close connection, but he loves his dad for sure. Peyton is a mama's boy, actually to the point that like we were struggling with it. He would not sleep unless he was like touching me or by me. So we were struggling with like sleep for a while. So I had to really remove myself from the situation for the most part because I needed him to get that separation from me. So, um, and then Madison, she's young, but she's very clingy to me. Um, I slowly see that shifting though. So I slowly see her becoming a daddy's girl. But she's still like, there's times that like she'll be in my arms and like Danny will go to grab her. And then she like clings to me and she's like, uh-uh. So I still have her for a little bit, but I know that like eventually she'll go fully over to the dark side with dad. So
This is Madison.
yeah.
That's cute. Man, just watching the kids grow up though, that's like the best thing ever.
It
Regardless of the tantrums and all of that.
it's like it's bittersweet to watch them grow up. Because on one hand, you want them to
Mhm.
stay the sweet little precious, the little precious babies that you can just snuggle. But on the other hand, like you want them to grow up and seeing them explore the world, and it's so great.
Do you
I
guys feel like after experiencing loss, you have a hard time saying that you want them to stop growing?
very much so.
Yeah.
For me, and I say that specifically for Madison because I found that we kind of like wrapped her in a bit of a bubble and kept her very like protected and in arms at all times. And you can't spoil a baby. You can't. I'm not going to go down that road. But we coddled her so much that it delayed her crawling, it delayed her walking because she didn't have to crawl or walk anywhere. We always held her, or we always carried her where we needed to go. So she didn't have to figure it out on her own. So we coddled her to the point that like she didn't have to worry about any of that stuff. So we got a little bit like delayed in the development. So I ended up like not hurting her, but like hurting her delay a little bit or her development. I don't think I would do it any differently though now. Still, like she's doing great and she's smart as a little button. Um, but yeah, I definitely like I tried to keep her as tiny and small and little and as long as I could. Yeah. So
Which I'm so glad you said that because I am the same way. I have legit super bad anxiety when I hear him cry at all. And so even if
mhm.
but he struggles with tummy time because he's trying to develop, where he's trying to pick himself up on his all fours and stuff. But when he starts crying because he's frustrated, I just want to grab him. It's tough because like my
It is.
anxiety is through the roof. Like,
You see,
so it's like,
I've not experienced parenting without loss.
yeah.
And so I can gauge what's normal, what's not.
Yeah, well, he's 10 months now and he's still not crawling. And I'm like, you know what? He'll do it when he'll do it.
Yeah,
Madison was like grudge crawling. She was like pulling her arm along.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know
he like,
Logan didn't crawl till he was 11 months old,
yeah.
and we didn't coddle him at all. I actually had a really hard time bonding with him when he was a baby. So he was on the floor a lot for tummy time and playing and stuff like that, and he enjoyed it. So, but he didn't crawl till he was 11 months old. And it's kind of funny. He started crawling the day after Preston broke his leg because he wanted some of the attention.
He's like, wait,
Oh.
brother's getting all this love. Where's my love?
Yeah, what about
Let me
me?
just develop a new skill.
Wow.
It's like, okay, cool. Madison didn't walk till 16 months, but she's here
And she's walking.
and she's walking,
Yeah.
like, and she's happy and she's thriving and she's here and she's this bubbly little ball of joy, and
I love how happy they are.
the
Um,
rainbows are freaking happy babies, man.
chill.
They all knew. They're like, all right, our siblings went and fucked it all up, guys. We have some groundwork and damage control.
Give extra love, guys. Hut two.
That's Mason. However, Maven is like, I am here to shit up.
Yeah,
Maven
but
realized
she's
she could
the girl
yell.
amongst all of the boys. She has to make herself known that
She's
shit
also
is
the
her
baby.
way. Yeah, she's also the baby.
She might only be younger than a minute, but I have a feeling she's going to milk that minute for the rest of her life.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. And being the girl with 3 living older brothers and what, 5 brothers technically. So
Yeah.
Yeah, she says it's my way or no way.
yeah,
Yes. We
she's
know of
cracking that whip.
I've had 6 pregnancies that we know were boys.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes Mason.
Yeah.
So she would have 6 older brothers.
Yeah. See?
All
She has
boys.
to. She has to be a little bit of a spitfire.
Just a bit.
Literally.
She realized she could yell the other day.
Are you at the pterodactyl phase?
Not pterodactyl, more like angry, like war cry.
Viking status.
Fucking status.
That's
Pterodactyl
exactly what
who?
it is.
We don't know her.
She'll just I'm like, you're 5 months old. Chill.
This is Sparta. Yeah.
You okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
She is.
Right off the swing.
She's straight up gonna do that to Mason one day. I swear. You're gonna be getting a video of them playing, and Maven's just gonna to Mason one day.
And you're gonna catch all of it.
Tries to steal Mason's bottles. They'll be sitting in the twinsy, and she'll just reach over, grab, and pull.
Oh my god. That's cute though. Sorry, that's cute now.
Mine. That's like the Lil and Phil status in Rugrats.
Yes, oh my gosh, how freaking cute is that? Oh man, that's cute.
Oh,
Oh, so what do y'all do for Mother's Day? What is
nothing.
your
We don't really do anything. Danny did say that he's gonna order me something because I guess he found me something and he wanted to order it. But usually, like we don't really take time to celebrate those days. Like we don't really celebrate Mother's Day or Father's Day or anything like that. Like I'll get my mom something or my dad stuff. Like I'll get my folks gifts, but like I'm not like I don't know. I just for me, I'm like every day is Mother's Day, and I don't mean that in a corny way. I'm never
We
I'm
do
not
dinner out.
expecting like
That's it.
you know not expecting anything crazy. You
Yeah.
know,
We don't really celebrate it either. We do a dinner out or order it and bring it back to the house, realistically
yeah.
speaking.
Or I'll go and get my nails done, or I can take a longer bath one day, go soak in a bath and Danny will handle the kids and I can just kind of soak in a bath and read a book. And there's no like, if I hear the kids screaming, I know, okay, I don't have to get out. I can sit and soak a little bit. And but
so it's like a free pass for us to relax a little. I haven't had like a Mother's Day, with a living child. So it's weird because it's like
it might be different.
yeah, my family definitely celebrates it in terms of they have just like a family dinner or whatever. But I think, like I said, 2 years ago, I couldn't be there. I actually like went out of town and it was just like whatever. And that last year, we didn't really do much. I think I celebrated my mom more than myself. And so
Hmm.
this year, I don't know what we're gonna do. But also, my birthday is May 8th. So it's like
It's
a
yeah.
combination kind of thing, you know?
Our anniversary is the 11th, so our anniversary is usually like right around. We were talking to Danny about that today too. It's just like he's like it's always hard because like we have our anniversary and then Mother's Day, and it's just like we don't really do anything for our anniversary either. Like we've
Yeah.
tried doing like the for year 5 you're supposed to get this, and it's just like we just don't like we'll go out to dinner if that, but yeah, we just
Yeah,
keep it
it's
simple.
it's exactly what y'all said though. Like it's like Mother's Day is, all throughout the year. There'll just be times where my husband will just celebrate the fact that, we do a lot for our kids kind of thing. Um,
And I know there's moms out there that like are like, no, like I want the gifts and I want breakfast in bed and I want this and like that's totally cool. That's just not for me. Like
yeah.
that's not my thing. But like I think it's however people want to celebrate. And I think that like if it's important to you to celebrate, then like verbalize that and make it known with your partner that it's important that something is done for you. Don't just like expect something of them unless you communicate that. Like my husband knows that like it's not a big deal for me. So he knows that he doesn't have to go above and beyond. And sometimes he still will, but it's not like I'm going to be upset if we don't do anything.
Right. For the women who are going through leaps and bounds to have a child, I definitely think that should be celebrated though. But
100%.
that's yeah.
So I'm obsessed with a Friends show. There's an episode where Monica and Chandler are trying to adopt. And Chandler has to like tell the birth mom, and it's just like, when that Monica's already a mom without a baby. Like Monica has been prepping and planning and wanting a child since she was, 12 years old. But she can't have her own, and she's already a mom. She just doesn't have her baby yet. And I think there's a validity in that. Your motherhood prep can come, doesn't always, but can come years before the actual child itself. And that longing and that desire to be a mom can come years before the child itself. So I think it's
Mhm.
important to bring validity to those emotions.
My favorite thing about motherhood is being a safe place for my kids. When they get hurt and run to you because they know you're going to make it better and you're their safe space. That's my favorite part.
That's for me and my Supermom contest, and it asks like, what's your favorite part? And so my thing that I always say is their pure happiness. And I give an example. We took them to the beach last year, and all four of my kids got to experience the beach for the first time. And the pure happiness and joy that I saw on their face experiencing something like that made my day. And the fact that like I get to play a role in that makes every single day worth it, is that pure bliss and joy of just that they're alive. You know, that they're like, this is the coolest thing ever. This is the best day of my life. And just so happy seeing them alive and well and happy. And it just, that look on their face, I can't even describe it in words how amazing it was to see that look on all of their faces, you know? So that for me, that's been my favorite part of motherhood.
I feel like that's the epitome of being a mother, you know? You just want them to be happy and safe and know that you support them. Um, I think my biggest thing, and I know Samuel's not even one yet, but he knows that I'm his mom, like I'm his person, you know, and he knows that even when I take him to go be with my family or whatever, he goes and stays somewhere for a while. He knows that I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna be there for him. And so as soon as he sees me, the biggest smile that comes on his face, it really does make it all worthwhile to be his mom, you know, and um I just know that no matter what happens in his life, I will be there to support him through everything. And that makes me happy to be, you know, just the part of motherhood where you get to be there for someone and, you know, them know that they can find support and love and all of those things through you, you know, if ever needed. So motherhood is beautiful. It really is a beautiful thing. There is hardships, there's things that you will go through in motherhood that makes it tough. The tantrums, the fights, the arguments, the talkbacks.
That I hate you.
Um,
Logan told me he hated me today, and I was like, oh, this one's gonna start this early.
but it makes it worth it when they know that you're you're their safe space no matter what, you know, and that you can always go they can always go back to you because you are going to love them through their flaws, through everything that, you know, through the hardships that they're going to go through. Um, so overall, motherhood really is so fun and beautiful. So for those of you who are looking to start a family, just know that yes, there's hardships, but the good definitely outweighs the bad. Happy Mother's Day to everybody
Happy Mother's
who,
Day.
yes, happy Mother's Day to everybody who has children in heaven, who has stepped up to be a parent. We see you.
100%.
Absolutely. Happy Mother's Day.